Hello, it's the 2nd of May 2014, which means that I've now been on testosterone for 10 months. And I think that my voice has dropped again. I didn't think it would go any further down, but there it is. Keeps on going. I'm not complaining. I love it. This month has been the itchiest month ever. My hair just seems to be sprouting suddenly. It's been gradually growing throughout the last 10 months, but suddenly my chin is getting seriously hairy, and I should think in a couple of months it will be long enough and thick enough, thick enough that I can leave it long and have a proper beard. At the moment it's quite thick this side and very patchy this side. But my chin under here is starting to grow, my tash is starting to grow, and as I say, in a couple of months I think it will be thick enough to leave, and I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know why so many trans men have a beard. I think it's uber masculine, I guess. It's the sort of things that, the deep voice and the beard are the two things that really show that you're a man to us, because we haven't got other manly bits. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just surmising. And my back is getting hairier and hairier. I mean, my stomach has always been hairy. My chest is starting to get hairy. I've got top surgery in 40 days, and so that will get cut off, most of it that's hairy. But my back is so hairy, and wearing a binder is horrible because you just can't scratch it and it compounds it. I asked one of my cis guy friends. He is actually gay. That's not why I asked him. I asked him because he had a beard. How do you stop the itch? He is an incredibly hairy guy, and he's got a wonderful beard. And I said, how do you stop this? He said, wash your face with dandruff shampoo, even if you haven't got much beard. And I took him up on it, and it does actually work. So, top tip, if you've got beard itch, then use a shampoo for dandruff, even if you haven't got dandruff, even if you haven't got much hair, and it does actually calm the itch. Okay, so I think hair. The other big thing this month is my T-shots. Now, because I'm doing surgery, I decided that I was actually going to have a go at doing it myself. In England, this isn't a common thing. Most of us go to the doctor to have our shots, but mine is every 2 months now, and I have finally got decent T levels on 2 weekly shots, which, and Sustanon is usually prescribed every month, but it's working for me every 2 weeks. However, going to the doctor every 2 weeks is impacting upon my work. Obviously, when I'm going into surgery, I'm not going to be able to get to my doctor every 2 weeks. So I think that's what decided me that I was going to try and do it my own. I did mention earlier, in earlier videos, that I was worried about the addictive nature of myself and whether I would abuse it. But now my T levels are calming down and at the right level. I don't get that up and downness every month, and I don't get terribly unhappy and wanting to take my shot earlier. I just, it comes around at the right time for me. So I decided I was gonna do it. Honestly, the struggle. My doctor, I am the first in our doctor's surgery. It's not in Brighton, and it's out of town, and it makes such a difference. Once you get out of Brighton and Hove, trans people don't exist. And so my doctor first of all said, no, you can't do it on your own. And then I said, but there is precedent, people do it. I said, generally all Americans do their own shots, and there are people in Britain who do their own shots. And she went, okay then, and and she had to take it to a committee before it was allowed. And the committee came back. So in the meantime, I'm still going to her. She has allowed me to do my own shots, but in the doctor's surgery in front of her. But so for the last 2 shots, I have physically done it myself, and actually it's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Because you're so busy concentrating on where it's going to go, it doesn't really hurt. I did manage to give myself a big bruise the first time I did it myself. I don't really know what I did wrong, but the second time went smoothly, and because it's such a sharp needle, it just slides in like a hot knife in butter, and it's really not a big deal. However, it went to committee. The committee came back with not very helpful news of, or we're not really sure. Go back to the consultant. Now, my consultant is in Charing Cross, and I haven't had an appointment recently because the endocrinologist nurse has just resigned. There's serious morale going on, low morale going on at Charing Cross, and people are resigning quite swiftly. That's the second one in 3 or 4 months that's resigned. It's not a happy place at the moment. Anyway, that's an aside. So my endocrinologist, fortunately, had previously written in a letter that, to prescribe Sossanon for this man, and with a view to him doing it himself. That I'm glad he wrote, because otherwise they wouldn't let me. And I said, what's the difference? Why is IM intramuscular injection so hard? Because subcutaneous, they have no problem. They teach you, they send you home, it's fine. I said, why is an intramuscular so difficult? Because it's the same process. Apparently there are so many that you can hit a blood vessel, you can hit a nerve, but once you know how to sort that out, what to do if you do that, surely there's no problem. Anyway, on the say-so of this letter, my doctor has finally said, okay, we'll let you do it at home, but I want to see you do 3 injections here first. So I still have another appointment to go to at the doctor before they will allow me to do it at home. Double panic, I think. And it reminds me of when I first went to the doctor and said, look, I need hormones because I believe I'm a trans man. And he didn't know the next step. Now I would have gone and said, look, I believe I'm a trans man, this is what you have to do. But I didn't know to do that. And he went, I don't think I'm allowed to prescribe you testosterone to a woman. Yeah, and he went and had a chat with his colleague, and they discussed it and decided that it was beyond their remit and they wouldn't be allowed to prescribe it. And when first came with the testosterone to the doctor in the first place, she wouldn't inject me until she'd read the entire instructions to double check. I guess it's going to become more and more common, and more doctors are going to understand, but 10 months ago I'm a new case and nobody had ever heard of a woman wanting testosterone. So what else has happened? My muscle definition is fantastic. I haven't been working out. I did try, but I'm just not that type of guy. But I'm definitely noticing I'm getting stronger, and my muscles really they're just growing and they're getting really quite hard and firm on no exercise whatsoever, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Right, what else is there? I think that's predominantly the most... Oh, I know what else. One downside is that I don't know how to greet people. Other guys. I don't know how to greet other guys. I've not been taught how to do it when I was a kid. And I don't like using mate, as I've said before. I do use, alright mate. It's not me. It's not my way of speaking. But I can just about cope with sometimes, and I've learnt the art of saying cheers instead of thank you, which is something that guys do lots. But I haven't quite sussed out yet the art of physically greeting people. Now, what I mean by this is that guys do not hug or touch girls, and so that's out. We don't do hugging anymore, and I think that's fine as long as I can go. Oh, okay, I don't hug anyone. That's okay. But guys hug and touch other guys when they greet them quite a lot, and it's not just the shaking of the hands. And that is a whole new ball game. When do you shake hands and when do you not shake hands? If you're meeting another guy in a business sense, you definitely shake hands all the time. Sometimes women want to shake hands with you in a business sense. But if it's a friendship, say like you're meeting somebody at church for the first time and it's a sort of social thing, sometimes you shake hands and then draw yourself and you sort of do a pat on the back and a cuddle. Sometimes you don't. It's really hard. And when do you learn this sort of stuff? I don't even know how. I have watched and watched and watched people. And of course, everything changes. Every single different situation changes. That's what I'm struggling with at the moment, and it's quite frustrating because I know I should have learnt this when I was 20 as a guy. Yeah, so I think I can probably sum up this month as itchy and scratchy month. I'm hoping that'll go. Certainly when I don't have to wear a binder anymore. Whoa! That will be excellent. I will see you next month. Bye.